sa. Devo fare qualcosa? Sì. Okay, here we are. Thank you for visiting us in Eterno. As usual, as every year, we are doing our presentation and demonstration of all our material. Today we are here on the right side of the booth introducing some new accessories about how to close our system, to connect our system to the wall closures. We are here with our expert, Sandro. Sandro is the installer that is traveling for us all around Europe to explain all our system and how we work with all our different solutions, with our different system pedestal, GRF, and VUDEC. Today we start from, this is the last presentation of the year. So everything you see is going to be online, so we will be able to see again everything on our YouTube channel. We start from the installation of the pedestal system and of our new profile that is a a spacer profile that we are introducing this year in our range. The spacer is available in silver color and in anthracite color, and it comes in two different thicknesses, so it creates two different joints, one in 1 centimeter and the other one in 2 centimeter thickness. Now Sandro is preparing all our pedestal to fit with the new profile. As you can see, he's working with a small P, is that the NM1, correct? See, NM0, sorry. It goes from 15 to 25 millimeters, and it has a easy breakable base in order to make the installation faster, close to the edges. Now he's doing the same with another pedestal that is self-leveling and typical, and this is the PR0, and is inserting this new spacer profile, spacer perimeter profile on the top of our thinnest pedestal. You see the full range of our thinnest pedestal options. There is a star T, that is the one that you are seeing now, and then the PR0 and the NM0. He's connecting the edge and create a corner. As you can see, there are two different heights of the floor. This is good for renovation, so you can use different pedestal in different heights. And the vertical perimeter, the perimeter spacer profile that we are using is something that has the same, it's a solution similar for the one that you are seeing now. Sandro is showing you the inox and the polypropylene perimeter clips. These are spacers that we used to use in all our system. The polypropylene one that is showing you has 3 different thickness, 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeter, and 2 centimeter, while the inox one is 1 centimeter thick. These are the standard clips that we use to close the perimeter edge and to save tiles from touching the walls. But the perimeter spacer profile has the same feature, so it can be used for making the same solution. So as you can see, this is an aesthetical solution. So instead of using the other clips, you can use this perimeter spacer profile. Now Sandro is adjusting the pedestals. As you can see, we were saying there are two different heights. So you can also work with different pedestal for renovation. For example, when you go from in and out, and maybe you have the marble out tile first, and then you have a screed, you can compensate different heights by using different pedestals. The pedestal that Sandro is using now is the PR 2. Before he has used the PR1, that is this one, and the PR0, that is this one. So PR is our most important range because with just 4 items we can achieve heights from 1.5 centimeter up to 42 centimeters. And with extensions, we can achieve also a height of 94.5 centimeters. Sandro is now completing the mock-up and the demonstration of this first pedestal system by adding also the last tile that we have here. And as you can see, in 5 minutes he was able to complete a 2 square meter installation. Everything, thanks to the self-leveling heads, is completely flat on top, even if we have a slope underneath. So without the use of any kind of accessories, as you can see from what is he showing, the base of the PR is already pre-cut in order to make it faster in the installation. You don't even need to cut it. This is the final solution and the aesthetical solution with the perimeter spacer profile. So an aesthetical finish that gives you the chance to go to connect the tile to the wall without creating any trouble on the tile, so without the risk of cracking the tile, of breaking the tiles. Now, while Sandro prepares the next installation, that's going to be an installation with wood that we call wood deck, so an installation with joist. I'm going to show you just a nice and clever accessory that we have introduced in 2024, last Cersaia. We call it the cantilever spacer clip, cantilever spacer profile. This is a solution that we have studied for all the cases when you are close to the wall, the cut of the tile is really tiny, so you are not able to use, there is not enough space to use another pedestal close to the other pedestal. In these cases, in the past, there were always discussion about how to solve the problem of the stability of the small cut of tile. So we have studied a profile that is called cantilever spacer profile that gives you the chance to create the space first between the tile and the wall, similar to what we did with the other profile that we showed before. But at the same time, this gives a support to the tile. It's connected to our pedestal, and you don't need to use any other pedestal close to the edges. So you see the space remains free. The profile is long enough to be installed on 2 pedestals, so 2 tiles as well. So the weight of this tile compensates the movement on this. And this is an easy and fast solution for closure connect to the wall when you have not enough space to use only pedestals. So now we move back to Sandro's demonstration. Now we are doing an installation with WOODEX system. The WOODEX system is the system that we use that is made with pedestal and joist. The pedestal base is always the same. We are still using the same product as before, so the PR, but we have changed the head. So this is the head for the installation directly with slabs that we have used before, that you can see also here. Now we are changing the head. The head was like this. We are changing the head. And we are using 2 different heads that was mentioned to use with the profile, the joist. This is the head for our joist, for our aluminum joist. And this is the crisscross head also for aluminum joist. Sandro will explain, will show you how to use the two different heads. This is our joist. This is a black joist that is nice to be used, especially with wood decking, so you don't see underneath the wood the color of the aluminum joist. It is completed with a PVC rubber in order to have a solution for sound absorption when you lay on top tiles or wood tiles or WPC. And there is in the middle a space, a hole. We call it the rapid flow joist. So it helps, this hole help when everything is installed, helps during to the water to drain down. Now Sandro is connecting with the click-clack system, so a fast connection system, the joist to our heads. He can easily regulate the height of the joist and to make everything flat by rotating the base of the pedestal. In this case, we cannot use the key on top because there is, of course, the joist on the top, but you can still continue to use the base, the regulation. Then, after the regulation of the first and the last pedestal that are connected to the joist, is start to add all the pedestals that are in the middle. So the regulation on the one in the middle is easier because he has just to follow the regulation of the other two that he has already placed. Of course, the solution is very stable because everything is connected. So he's doing the second line at in the same way that he has done the first one. And then after that, and this is the reason why we have studied the crisscross head, is going to add a connection on also the other side. So not just horizontally, but also in a perpendicular way in order to create a sort of frame and make everything more stable. This is not mandatory, but it's a good option, especially where you are close to the edges or close to the walls, in order to have something completely stable. The joist that goes in the middle has to be cut accordingly to the size, accordingly with the size of the tile that or the solution or the finish you are going to install. He's now regulating everything in order, and the nice part of this system is that as long as you have regulated everything, so you have the joist and the pedestal ready and all regulated and everything is already flat, you can start in a fast way to put the tiles on top without doing any kind of adjustment more. Last detail, this is the joint connection between the different joists. So as the joist has a length of 2 meters. After the 2 meters, you start to connect another joist. Of course, in this case, you will need to put a pedestal underneath the connection to make everything more stable. These are the clips that we use for creating the joint between the tiles on top. These are, you can easily crack, you can easily crack them in order to achieve the shape you need according to the layout design. So you can crack one side and have a T spacer, or you can crack also the other one to have a linear spacer for the long sides of the tiles. The thickness is 4 millimeters, so you create a space, a gap between the tile of 4 millimeter thickness. He's doing that in a fast way, as you can see. In this case, he creates this space, and with the standard spacer we can create again the space between the wall and the tile when we are going to install it. All the spacers are suitable for the system, so you can use the inox one, but you can also use the polypropylene one that we have, the polypropylene ones that we have in our range. This is again the 1.5 2 centimeter thickness. If you want to achieve to leave a space of 1 centimeter, you just crack all the other tabs. Now is installing a small cut of another tile. So this is the advantage. When you have a wall like this here, you connect to the wall with the spacer. This is a really good solution, especially when the wall is not completely flat. So maybe on one side you have 1 centimeter, but following you can have 1.5 or 2. So you can adjust this clip according to and following the distance you need to maintain from the tile to the wall. So this was some details. These were some details about the VUDEC solution. If you want to know more about the system, we do have videos online on our YouTube channel about all the solutions, so you can see a full installation. Then we have some more details about every accessory that we have in our catalog. We have more than 300 items in our catalog, so some different ranges from of pedestal and from the fixed one to the adjustable in height one to the adjustable in height and self-leveling ones, and at the same time we have different accessories that can match with all these ranges of pedestal. Now we are moving to the third solution. So we have seen the pedestal installation, we have seen the VUDEC installation, and now we are introducing the installation with the new Grid Plus for the GRF system. In this installation we are going to use a fixed pedestal, just adjustable in height, that is our worldwide known NM. This is adjustable just in height. The head is completely flat because we don't need, in this case, a tilting head because the floor where we are going to install the solution is already flat. And this is the new Grid Plus. We have seen this morning in the installation of the GRF system, the new solution. It's the first grid in the world that has the rubber co-molded on top. As you can see here, 2 millimeter rubber co-molded on top, and at the same time a dovetail joint connection that gives the chance to adjust, thanks to this solution, to adjust the thermal movements in case of hot weather or very cold weather. Sandro starts the installation of them. They are not glue or connected with any accessory, they are just laid down on top. And the tabs of the pedestal match with the shape of the grid. So as you can see, the tab goes here under the grid and also on the other side. So this is already fit. The next step is Sandro is going to add just laying on top the other grid. The grid is connected to the first one with the dovetail joint. And that's it. The regulation can be done with the key. The key goes in the corners, and if you want to add for even more stable solution, if you want to add a pedestal in the middle, you can even adjust the pedestal in the middle of the grid with the key. The key goes into the hole that is in the middle of the grid. Now, Sandro is cracking in a fast way all the tabs thanks to our regulating key that has a special milling on one side. So he's cracking again all the tabs that are not needed for our installation. This makes the installation really fast. Both the cracking of the tabs and the cracking of our easy breakable base available in all our pedestal. The easy breakable base is a patent by Eterno Ivica, so something that you can find in our pedestals only. Now that everything is fixed and stable, Sandro will go to make the last regulation of this grid with the key, and then he's going to place the last grid of this mock-up in our presentation Ask the Expert. The main advantage of using these kind of grids are two. The main advantages. The first one is stability, of course. Usually, if you go higher than 20-25 centimeters with the outdoor raised floor, we always suggest to work with a substructor solution, so not just pedestal, but pedestal together with joist or grid in order to be more safe in case a tile crack. But at the same time, it gives you the chance to create a multi-modular pattern on top of that. Now Sandro is going to use the vertical perimeter profile to complete the installation. So anytime you have a side that is open and not connected to another wall, you can work with some accessories. This is an aesthetical accessories by Eterno Ivica, available in different heights, from 3 centimeters up to 18 centimeters in 2 colors. So silver, and the color that you are seeing now is anthracite. So the vertical perimeter profile completes the installation when you are on a side. In this case, Sandro is using another accessories to create, that is the T profile in aluminum, to create a connection between 2 different finishes that you can use on the top of this GRF system, that are the porcelain tiles, porcelain paver 20 millimeter thick, together with artificial grass. In order to create the space, in the gaps between the tile, we are going to use the DM, because the grid, the new grid plus already has the rubber integrated, so you don't need to use any other accessories in rubber to have more, in order to have more friction between the tile and the grid. So the tile is super stable thanks to the rubber on top, and then is adding a sheet of artificial turf. The artificial turf now is just laid like this, but in order to make it stable, we can add sand on top. What is more, this year, so this is something that we have introduced 2 years ago, the installation with artificial grass. And, but now we are trying to do a step forward in the installation with the GRF system, and with the new Grid Plus, we are able to introduce 2 accessories. One is the one that Sandro is showing you, and the other one is a tray. With this connection in the new GRF Grid Plus, we can create green natural roof, extensive natural roof with green real grass. The green grass, the final solution of the real grass, is the one that we have here in the mock-up. So for the very first time in the world, we can raise an outdoor floor by creating a system with natural grass and create extensive green roofs. We sell all the system, the plastic system, the polypropylene system, and then all the gardener of the world, we will be able to create the system by using the no-woven sheet, the substrate, the grass, and whatever they want to put on top. This is okay. The second accessory that complete the system that we call the layout installation that we call green lift is the water tray. The water tray is useful in order to have always the substrate humid and moist, because the water that drain on top of the water that we put on top of the grass can drain down, of course, and it's important that it drain down, it goes under our grid. But at the same time, we need to keep everything a bit humid, so this is the reason why we use these water trays. So water trays that are easily put on top of our grid, together with the bulkhead barriers, the bulkheads, create the green lift installation together with the grass. Now we move back to Sandro, that is going to show you some last details. Just to finish, to show the last possible closure of the edges, so we can work with the profile, but we can also work with tiles. So if you have the tiles, we are going to use some vertical clips, the base clip and the head clip. This is the base clip that can be connected to our pedestal. There is a special connection between the pedestal and the clip in order to make it strength to that. Then you put the clips on top as well. The razor that has been cut before can go inside our base clip, and it's completed, the installation is completed with our vertical clips, sorry, with our head clips that has the same concept. So clips are standard for 20 millimeter thickness tile, but we have available them also for 30 millimeter and 40 millimeter thickness. This is a good option for working with, installing steps, but at the same time for installing vertical closure. So one option is the vertical perimeter profile, the other option is installation of the tile together with the clips, so to have a razor. If you want an aesthetical solution, you can also switch from the clips to our aluminum profile for vertical closure. Same concept as the clips, but in this case you will have this feeling and this aesthetical nice finish. This is the cut, as you can see. This profile comes 1.20 meters long. So this is our afternoon presentation of all some of our accessories available for the vertical closure and the wall closures. I just thank you for visiting Eterno Ivica. I thank Sandro for being here and give us the support, and we will wait for you online on YouTube and next year in Eterno Ivica here at Cersaia. Very good.